So check the tuning here real quick. Guitar 1. So today we're going to learn how to read tablature, or tab for short. The song we look at today will be kind of the final video you'll have to turn in. So I wanted to get that done today, and then the next videos will just be a bunch of songs. Alright, awesome. Okay, so it's page 68 in the book. Says tab exercises. You can't really see the lines, but there should be 6 lines. It's one of those things that's kind of fallen apart from being a copy of a copy of a copy. There's 6 lines. That bottom line is the 6th string. So the very bottom line, I can't point at it for you, but you know you've got line. Bottom line is the 6th string, which does look upside down. Okay, and then the next string, next string, next string, next string, next string. So 6 lines across, going this way. And then we've got those numbers on the lines. And so the numbers are what fret you play. Now if it's a 0, that means you just play the string open. So this first measure is just 4 zeros, all on the top line, which is this string here, first string. So it's going to be 4 opens. And then we get the 4 1s, so we push down the first fret. And then you're only playing what it tells you. There will be times where it gives you more than one number, and you'd play both of those. They would stack them on top of each other. But this is just one note at a time, and that's what we're, you know, this guitar 1, that's what we're looking at for the most part. So then there's 1s, and then 3, so 3rd fret. Okay, then we have this 1, 1, 3, 3. So again, that last line is a little bit more. So we have the 4 3s right up top. Then, and don't worry about the chords. The chords are for like a second guitar player. Second guitar player would just strum. It's someone to go. And then, like they play those at the same time. It's like for a duet, which this would be the most boring duet ever made. So bottom line, again, we have 2 zeros, 2 3s, 2 1s, okay, so let's try that whole thing together. So again, remember, it's all on the first string, so that makes it easy. And then the numbers are where you put your fingers. It's all on this string. The zeros mean you just play the string without pushing anything down. Okay, ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, now we're going to go to the next example on page 68. And this is almost the exact same thing, but now, if you've noticed, the numbers have shifted to the second line. So that means it's on the second string, which is this one. So we had first string before, but now we're here on the second string. Okay. So everything on this one is all going to be on the same string, so pretty easy. You know this. I'll play it for you, and we'll play it together. So the ones, and then 3. Okay, just like that. Okay, so let's try that one together. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Oh, I skipped a line. My bad. Starting over. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. The other bit of advice I would give you is since we're all pretty comfortable walking the board, you know how to use all your fingers, right? So use your fingers for the frets that correlate with those fingers. So we have 1, and then 3. We use our third finger. Now, if there was any 4s or 2s, we'd use middle finger for 2, 4 for the fourth fret, and that will let you play those faster. If you just like. And then you don't have to look at your hands as much because you just know, like, oh, that's a 3. Third finger's going to be 3. Oh, that's a 1. First finger's going to get it, okay? Don't worry if you're looking at your hands for now, but that's kind of the idea. That's how you get there faster. Once your muscle memory gets up to speed. Okay, now this one you can see the 6 lines. And remember that top line is the first string. And that's kind of where, when we start reading tabs, we can only play in the first 2 to maybe 3 strings, just to, you know, kind of slowly work into playing through all of them. And so again, you don't want the chord symbols are for someone to play with you. This one would be a little bit better to it because it's actually, you know, a tune you've probably heard of before. Mary Had a Little Lamb. But yeah, I'll play that for you, and we'll try it together. And so this one, you actually change strings. So we're going to go from... I'll put the whole thing in here so you can see both hands moving. Let's see if we can get this right. Here we go. Right there. Okay, and so the little stems, tab's funny because there's not a lot of set rules. It's kind of the Wild West, even though tablature does predate standard notation, which, like, if you open a music book and you see like notes and stuff, that's what I mean by standard notation. Or a church song book or anything that has like notes on the 5 lines, that's called standard notation. Tablature came before that. It was on lute music, and this is why it's kind of upside down. A lot of different opinions of thought, and then also just guitars haven't really been a standardized instrument since the late 1980s, and so that's why we're stuck with like those orchestra markings for down picks and up picks and the strum patterns. If you remember back to that in page 10. But yeah, let's try this together. So anyways, those stems going down on those notes just means a quarter note. That means it gets 1 beat if this is our beat. So bum, 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 bum. It's like their way of trying to make, and this is where like it sucks and everyone's got their own method, but on this one that's what it's doing. And then if you've got the circle around it, and they're not even circles, they're kind of like ovals. that means you just hold it longer, and you don't really. I like that they kind of show you on this because you already know that you should pause on that note because you've probably heard this song before. But that's the idea. So like in that second measure, you have the 3 zeros. Let that ring out right. That's the one with the circle on it or oval. And so yeah, some of these now the software lets you do that, and I can tab it out, and make it look a lot nicer. But the older software, you were kind of just photoshopping something and trying to make it fit. Not photoshopping, because that would have worked fine. But yeah, it's like the software would just like kind of interpret the data and then do its best to place it with no way to edit it. And that's how this one was made. Okay, so let's try this together. 1, 2, ready, go. We're gonna keep moving on. You'll have opportunity to go back and play through this. So a lot of these I want to get through. Okay, so this is Twinkle Twinkle. I think that's all of it, even though we're cutting it off a little bit on both sides. So this one, we have the. So we're actually getting that third string on this one. Okay, here we go. Ready, 1, 2, ready, go. That song before. Not too bad. Okay. We're going to go down. Page 70. This one we might have to do an actual change here. Hold on. Let me get this set up. Okay. Maybe. It actually won't, I don't think. Oh yeah, okay, that'll work. If you can see that okay. Okay. This is Ode to Joy. It's kind of like the Beethoven thing. Maybe you don't know the name, but you've definitely heard the tune. So we have this. Page change. Okay, I adjusted that a little bit to make it sound a little bit more like the song, but that's all they do in that one. Okay, then we've got Yankee Doodle. Just play these for you. You can play them on your own. I really want to get to the Girl I Left Behind, so we're gonna kind of speed through these. I don't want to make this video too long. We're kind of at 15 minutes. Okay? And obviously, if you're watching, you can just comment on the questions. Remember, those lines underneath the numbers, that doesn't mean strum. We're not doing. Doesn't sound very good, does it? You're just playing the one string that tells you. If it wants you to play more than one string, it will put the numbers down on top of each other. Okay? So this is Yankee Doodle. just like that. Okay. All right, and then I think we get into Girl I Left Behind right here. Okay, so page 72. This has both the notes and the tab, so kind of like two lines together. So you're gonna read just the tab. It's the exact same. What the reason for this is if you played with like a violin player or even a piano player, even though that's not traditional for the style of this music, they could play with you. Or mandolin players usually could read notes because it's kind of built like a violin. Most mandolin players have played violin first. Okay, so this one's a little bit better. This is kind of usually how you see tab. The markings look a little bit more like they're supposed to. The straight lines down, obviously, still quarter notes. The ones with like the staple, or if it has like a little hook, that's the eighth note, so they're faster. So if this was our like that second measure, that first little bit would be so ba ba. Okay, so I'll play the first little line for you, and this song, this page here is gonna be your final video. Okay, so you want to practice this. That's why we're going over it today. I'll play this little line for you. Remember, so it's in that breath. They're faster. Okay, let me get to the next line. The zoom in is clearly not going to work for this too much. Well, if we ignore the notes, we might. I only need to get two lines in at a time. There we go. Not that many lines on the page. Okay. Yeah, so again, that first little bit. And what's cool about this song, it's like a traditional Irish tune. This is a bluegrass tune, and so like this is they have kind of like their standard tunes that most, if you play bluegrass, everyone knows. You can just kind of jam on, and you'll change the key, but the way guitar does that, you just put a capo on. A lot of these, like this is in G. They'll put it up to capo 2 so they can play it with. Why does that sound so funny? Oh, 'cause it's not capoed right. And bluegrass tunes typically do go fast, but this one's cool because it sounds good slow. The chords, usually a lot of times guitar in the bluegrass group is just playing chords. And so they're playing that strum pattern that you already know that we've been working on, the bass drum pattern. So the second line. So if we still had class and social distancing wasn't a thing, we usually would have you play this in a duet. Someone would play the chords and someone would play the melody. And it's super fun, but you're by yourself, so you're just going to submit a video of just the tabs. So here it is slowly, those two lines. And this is as fast as you need to go for your video. If you want to go faster, great. Don't mess up like I just did. Then I'll show you the next two lines. Maybe I won't. Page turn doesn't cooperate. That's a page. It's not really a page turn for you guys. It's just a page turn for me. Okay. And I do a shift there. I change positions. You could go like I was saying before, but we don't really have to. We can go just change your first finger to second fret. That's kind of how I play a little bit faster. Go there, but yeah, and then. Yeah. Yep. That's the whole tune. And so I have it memorized because I've jammed this with several other bluegrass players. And this is kind of the go-to. The next one, Arkansas Traveler, is like the next go-to. But that's, like I said, this will be the one you do for your video. Let's try it together. We'll go slow. Okay, ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Next part. Switch again. 3. Okay, so one more time. And this time, we won't look at the book. I'll put this up here, but I'm not going to change the page. So let's go. We'll try. See, so my memory doesn't fail me if I play it slower. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, and that's the whole tune, okay? I know that's a lot to digest at once, but remember you can rewind, play it again, try to figure it out. Feel free to message me if you have questions. This tune, guys, the other ones that we did before this, that doesn't really matter if you play with your finger or whatever, but bluegrass music is played with a pick, so you want to make sure you're playing this with a pick. Definitely make your precision better, and hopefully, like, you've kind of been building up to this, like if you've been walking your board with a pick, you should be pretty good to pick on the strings by now. If you've been avoiding that, it might be a little tougher. Okay, all right, well, this is your video assignment. I'll make sure I publish that. It doesn't take that long to play the whole thing. You probably saw at that speed, so you will just play the whole page just one time through. All right, awesome. I will see you guys, I believe, Thursday or today for the question and answer session at 1 p.m.